Hello everybody and welcome to your lucky astrology reading. Before you are three different stars, a purple star, a blue star, and an orange star. So I just want you to kind of look at them and see which one's drawing you in, because I'm going to do a reading and pull cards to look at which astrological alignments that are coming up are going to be lucky and fortunate times and periods for you guys. So I will pull three for each reading to, add some variety. So look at those stars and decide which one is calling to you. I have timestamps below in the description box. I will start with the purple stars. So if you are interested in the blue star or the orange star, go to your timestamp now. Hello there. So let's get right in and see what this purple star has to offer for you guys. And I will leave a link in the description box below as well, where you can click to see all the upcoming astrology for the rest of 2019 and then through 2020. So you know when these different astrological alignments will be taking place, okay? So let's see what your lucky astrology is. Okay, there's one, there's two, and we will pull a third. All right, so the two that jumped out are, Venus in Aries. Look at that. So that's lust. Venus in Aries means this is hot, fiery passion in romance, okay? So it could be an existing romance. It could be a new romance coming into your life. It could just be a very high, passionate, full of energy period for you and your romantic partner, all right? So next time Venus is in Aries, very powerful time in romance for you guys. Again, go to the link below to see exactly when that is happening in 2020. It's in the earlier part of the year, I believe. Okay, next out, you got Venus again. Venus in Aquarius. So this comes before Venus in Aries, okay? And with detachment there, what that tells me is when Venus moves into Aquarius, you are in a place, a position of emotional and mental strength, as well as like materialistically in the material world, physical reality, where you're able to pull away and detach from negative situations, oppressive situations, bad relationships, whether they be friend, family, romance, all of that. So this happens to make space for this in romance for some of you. For others of you, what I feel with this is lessons have been learned and it's time for more positive connections to come into your life, especially friendships, being Aquarius right there. And lastly, now we got some Mars. We've got Mars in Virgo, and this is revenge. So Mars is currently in Virgo as I do this reading on, let's see, what are we here? September 27th. Mars will be moving into Libra on October 4th, the house of relationships. So you guys, what I feel about your lucky astrology, truly 100% about relationships across the board. Friends, family, romance, coworkers, relationship with yourself, relationship with the divine. A lot's going to change for you guys starting in October of 2019 all the way through when Venus is moving through Aries. There's a lot of changes and shakeups coming in relationships, but it's more of putting you in a position of empowerment. That's card 1, that's card 11, so you got 111. And then 8, the infinity symbol, which you put out, comes back to you. So very lovely. This is not negative to me whatsoever. I mean, we're looking at your lucky astrology, and this could also be, some relationships that you can't get away from, like in the workplace or, in different family connections and ties, like your romantic partner, you could think their family's dreadful and like you just don't get along or they just hate you, and there's a lot of changes coming to all of that, where what's oppressive, what's toxic, what is very negative for you and to you, is going to be like cleared out. It's like crumbling out of your experience and putting you in a place of much more positive connections, and existing connections could very well overcome quite a bit. With revenge there, I'm not taking that so much as like you are seeking revenge and you're going to act out. I feel that karma is returning to various people in your life that have really screwed you over or hurt you, made you feel bad, you know, mean, deceitful, things along those lines, because it's card 8, infinity. Okay. Virgo is an earth sign. Mars, that is masculine energy. So I take from this is you're going to see people get their karma, get the return of their own energy for how they have treated you and others. Let's pull some more cards to add on to these messages of these lucky astrology alignments. And seriously, between October 4th all the way as Venus is moving through Aries, very lucrative time for you guys with romance. With Venus and Mars, you know, being the predominant planets that are coming through as lucky energies for you, this is where romance, like things are turning around for you over the course of the time frame that's listed here. Okay, so nice. This is Libra, the idealist, and this says harmonious, cooperative, balanced, socially aware, artistic, people-pleasing, fair, idealistic, aesthetic, choosy, aspirational, graceful, considerate, obliging, indecisive, judgmental, flattering. So this right here, Libra, the idealist, is sitting here with Venus in Aries. Now, Mars, well, you know what? Venus is currently in Libra as I record this reading, and then Mars joins her on October 4th. So, very powerful time for you guys regarding romance, starting in October, like no question. And this here is where you are coming to a place within yourself where you're getting very clear about who you want and what you want. And for some of you, this could be where you have been maintaining a specific romantic relationship, due to the history that you guys share, or not wanting to be alone, you know, things like that, or we just been together so long, I love this person, all these things. And you know, it might be that you all of a sudden could see how she's taking off red glasses, rose colored glasses. It could be that you are coming into a different sense about yourself and about others, where you're like, gosh, I don't want that. Like, what am I doing? Like, this is just like, I'm so used to this situation or this relationship that I don't see beyond it. So that's why I stay in it. That's why I maintain it. But something's shifting in me because you are seeing things for truly what they are. Whereas in the past, I feel rose-colored glasses has really filtered, you know, the way that you see people. Next out is, okay, nice. We've got Jupiter, expansion. This says enthusiasm, optimism, generosity, benevolence, belief, luck, seeking, travel, positivity, lectures, foreign culture, teaching, pilgrimage, chance, expansion, leaping, exploration, potential. Yay! And look at it sitting here with the detachment. So the things that you're pushing away from or that are just naturally falling out of your experience is to bring in expansion, like better relationships, deeper connections, because Jupiter is lucky energy. It's also spiritual energy and about knowledge and higher wisdom, really being tuned into oneself. And with Mars and Venus, that is the divine feminine, divine masculine, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus chakra, and I see balance within you. Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is represented by the Temperance card in the tarot, so that right there, boom, there you go, the balancing, the tempering within you, where you become very clear and concise and you're ready to detach from things that no longer serve you. And this is really about relationships and becoming quite empowered within yourself. And lastly, we have the ascendant showing up here, outlook. And this says worldview, mission statement, expression, effect, role, mark, attitude, outer self, point of view, body image, aura, likeness, approach, impact, first impressions. Now, you see that keyhole there? That means right here, as Mars is in Virgo, and Mars is chilling in Virgo right now until October 4th. There is an opportunity presenting itself for you. A key is handed to you. The rose-colored glasses are coming off. And again, you're seeing people receive the return of their own energy. And, you know, this could be also where you have a friendship or a familyship or even a romance where you've been hearing the same story for so long now that you are no longer in a place of empathy and concern and let me help you, because you're realizing this person continually self-sabotages. You know, if it's like maybe they can't keep a job and it's always, you know, somebody else's fault, that type of energy. And, you know, sometimes we have to bite our tongue and we can't express ourselves just because of different situations and the consequences that it would bring. And, you know, now all the things that you couldn't say, somebody else might say. You're just seeing somebody get back what they've given to you and others. And in that experience and that observation, it's awakening you to a different perspective about things. And I think what's happening to that person, it's in such a way that you actually feel pity and sadness for them. Like, dang, I would have never wished that on anybody. Like, I'm sorry that that's happening to them. Like, you have a true sense of empathy regardless of who and what they are and what they've done. And, you know, that's coming into play also because of this energy shifting inside of you and you getting prepared and reshaped for better, you know, experiences. And right now with the Sun in Libra, Venus in Libra, Mercury is also in Libra, and then Mars is moving into Libra as I'm doing this reading. That's seventh house energy. That's all about relationships of every single kind. And so those of you attracted to this purple star, it's all about relationships across the board. And it's like things shifting out of your experience and new relationships shifting in, and seeing how energy truly works, what one gives out, how it comes back. Because, you know, some of what you've been going through, you could have been questioning, like, why is this happening to me? You know, why do I deserve this? What have I done? And sometimes, you know, the energy we're working with isn't so much about like bad energy returning to you. It's in a positive aspect in the sense of it's teaching you and growing you and expanding you, setting you up for some very positive, happy experiences. But there's things that you have to learn, different strengths that you have to gain in order to, you know, properly align to these experiences, these type of relationships. And now, due to the maturity, the growth, the wisdom, the expansion of you, the, you know, different paths that you've all been walking, now as all of this astrology is sitting in the house of Libra, between now and again when Venus is moving through Aries, big shifting and changing in your relationship sector of your life, healing and improvement in some, complete disconnection and disillusion of other relationships, and then some new connections also coming in. Very blessed, very lucky, very spiritually based with this pairing of cards right there. So let's pull some tarot and, you know, dig a little bit deeper into these astrology alignments. And, you know, with Ascendant, that's like what we're reaching for. That's luckier energy. All right, so we have the Six of Pentacles, and that's really about giving, receiving, and sharing. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. So it's time for you to have relationships that are much more balanced and equal and fair and invested in you as much as you're invested in them. And also, if you've been maintaining any kind of superficial relationship for whatever reason, it's like you no longer want that anymore for yourself. If you're not really liking somebody, whether friend or romance, it's like, I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to talk to you. This could even be where some of you are like, I don't want to date just for the sake of it. Like, I'm just going to stop like everything I'm doing and let spirit bring this love to me that I so desire. Just a real acceptance of your journey and where you're at, really coming into some wisdom. And it's time. Wheel of Fortune, you've completed a lot of life lessons, a long journey. All right. And Six of Pentacles, it's time for that equality to come into your life in relationships. Yeah, because look at here. We have the Three of Swords going on under this detachment. The sadness, you know, that you suffer through some of these connections. And now we have the Two of Swords, but the inability to walk away for whatever reason. Okay, but now it's coming. And you know, these dice right here, it's 5, 5, 4. Well, it's meant to be 5, 5, 5, you know, 5, 5, and then 5 on this side, but I see the 4 there. So 3 5s, you know, that to me is a sign, and 5 is all about change, okay? So it is time for major change in your relationships, and this sadness and the oppression and feeling very blocked or not seeing somebody for truly who and what they are. Like, all of that's changing for you, and it's time to, you know, really just go with the flow. And if you know that somebody is toxic or the relationship isn't based upon a spiritual connection, it's time to let that go, because all the work you've been doing, you've learned so many lessons, and you're in a place now vibrationally for higher minds, meeting of the minds, okay? So let's see. Now we have the Page of Cups. Lovely. This is coming out right here, which the new relationship, that lucky energy, more positive soul-based connection. And now we have the Two of Wands. Yes, the coming together of energies. You know, the wands are fire, which is soul. So connections that are soul-based rather than based upon need, okay? And I feel like that may be a theme kind of ongoing is, you know, there's connections in your life that are based upon need, whether it's you choose to maintain them based upon need or somebody is choosing to maintain certain connections with you based upon their need. And it's like there, you cannot look away. You're seeing the truth of people for exactly who and what they are, and you do have the emotional and the mental strength to stand up for yourself and walk away, whereas in the past maybe not so much. And in this process, I do see, you know, some people feeling sad, feeling hurt based on you expressing your truth or walking away, you know, but you can't worry about anybody else's feelings, you know. What is best for you is truly what's best for you, and where you're being nudged to kind of create distance, it's for your own good, you know. There's other things coming in, and with the Ascendant there, along with this Page of Cups, and the Two of Wands, I just feel there's better connections, and they're going to start coming into your life. Yeah, because look at, we have the Moon here, better connections where, again, it's not based upon need, it's based upon soul. And now, you know, with the Moon, emotion, but also like this empathic connection with others. So let's clarify these cards a little bit. Under the Six of Pentacles, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, where your connections are real and true and not flighty, like not based upon what you can do for somebody, but upon the actual connection and the energy and the vibe that you guys feel with each other and what that does. And look at this, Four of Swords sitting under the Wheel of Fortune. This is rest, recovery, renewal. It's time for you to receive that. You've been on this journey and a lot of lessons have been learned with the Wheel of Fortune there, and now it's time for you to go to the top of the wheel, which is such a refreshing energy for you. And you know, the connections found there are so much better than what you've been dealing with. And I'm not saying every connection in your life is going to fall away. Some of your connections are actually going to grow stronger and go to the next level. Eight of Swords under this Three of Swords, really holding on to certain connections, certain relationships out of fear of hurting somebody, or is this the right choice for me? I can't see beyond this. So, you know, or we have this long history. So there's definitely restriction and fear and worry and concern right there. And now here's the Six of Pentacles again with this Two of Swords. But the awakening of, if something is not balanced, something is not equal and mutual and fair, you just can't give your energy anymore. Like, it's going to feel wrong, like rub you wrong. It will feel like you're going against yourself because you're expanding and evolving into this new version of you know, who you know yourself to be based on all these experiences that you've learned over the course of this year, or maybe many years, you know, just depending on where you're at in your life journey. But you won't be able to maintain them. It will feel like you're going against yourself. It will feel so wrong inside, where up to this point you may have felt that somewhat, but the need to preserve the relationship, or not feeling like you have a choice but to deal with this person, has been stronger. And now that's like being diminished. There's something opening up for you, and it comes through this higher vibrating energy that you're evolving into, and it has to be equal, fair, give and take mutually, or you're not interested. Two of Swords, you block it out of your life. Nine of Swords, here's that worry and concern. But again, somebody receiving their karma, like the way, who and what they were to, you know, many, is now returning to them, and it's causing a lot of anxiety and worry and concern. And in fact, with revenge sitting up there, it may be that, you know, even though this person burnt you, they may have burned many others, and you're watching one of those others seek revenge and get back at them, and it's just a bad, messy situation. All right, now we have the Seven of Wands with this Two of Wands. And that, to me, is like you having the upper hand. You know, despite everything that you've been through, you truly do have the upper hand. And it's time for the toxic connections to move out of your experience, and better, deeper, you know, relationships to move in. But seriously, starting now in October all the way through when Venus is moving through Aries, all of this is taking place for you. So let's see what blessings come in with each one of these astrological alignments. All right, a blessing of protection. Yes, it is time for bad relationships to get out of your life, and really good, loving, and honoring, supportive relationships that are filled with passion and excitement to come in. Next is a blessing on your day. Now, this is sitting on top of Jupiter, okay, and detachment. This is where you just accept things as they are and trust that, you know, it's going to improve and get better as you move along your journey. But, you know, between now and when Venus is in Aries, expect a lot of little bit of magic sprinkled along your path and along your journey. And that's from your angels, you know, which you are open to receive that energy, like you are owed that beautiful energy, and your angels bestow it upon you, you know, between now and this period of Venus moving in Aries, because you've earned it. But also, it's helping your self-esteem and encouraging you to, like, trust the universe and believe in, you know, all things move in the right time, and what's meant to be is meant to be, and what must leave must leave. And that's also a 5, okay? So that's 5 5s. I'm sorry, 4 5s. And look at the other number would be a 4. Wow, that would be a 20. So it's time for you to have relationships and connections like 2.0, the next level up from anything you've experienced before. Lastly, a blessing for a fresh start. Yes, look at that. That is beautiful. And that's card number 34, which would be a 7. Nice lucky energy there. You know, all the wisdom incorporating within you, the growth that comes from the energy of a 7, a blessing for a fresh start. This is those new connections coming into your life. And see how she's holding the broom, sweeping out what no longer serves you, clearing your sacred space, which is you, the temple of you, your divinity, your energy. And that is what is taking place here. Though, so for you guys, with each one of these astrological alignments, it's truly like shifting different energies, you know, in different ways, because it's all about relationships for you guys right now, and getting rid of, you know, these more negative, toxic, oppressive, for need type of connections, to true blue soul-based connections. It's just a different energy. You're going to feel different experiencing it. Oh, and look at, this is card 23. There's another 5. Change, 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 change. That is definitely the theme of your reading, and it's changes in your relationships, all relationships, including the relationship with yourself and spirit and the universe, and your faith being renewed and restored, and your mind finally, you know, not being filled with anxiety and worry, and not feeling so alone in certain circumstances and situations, really feeling loved and supported in a way that you haven't before. All right, and you've earned this, and you're going to see some people get theirs for screwing you and others over, all right? So those are the messages from the Purple Star. I am wishing you lots of blessing and happiness. Take care. Hello there. So let's see what this blue star has to say for you guys. Now, I will put a link in the description box below that you can click on to see the rest of the astrology for 2019, as well as all through 2020, like when Venus is moving into different signs, things like that, since, you know, these cards are going to talk about your lucky astrology alignment. So let's see. Woo, okay. These two for sure, and we need to pull, well, a third one from here. Okay, right there. We will put these off to the side because there's more to this, obviously, but for the sake of the structure of the reading, we go with these 3 for that. This is bonus information. Okay, so first lucky alignment is going to be when Venus is in Gemini. Now, you will need to access that link below, because I don't know when Venus is going to be in Gemini next. She's currently in Libra right now, and she will be moving into Scorpio on the 8th of October, but that's as far as I know of her movements. So this is coming sometime in the first part of 2020. So check that out. And this is flattery. So Venus in Gemini, this is about conversations, you know, that feel good in the heart, in the soul. This could be some romance for some of you, you know, that pairing. But the lucky aspect of this is understanding and true conversations that feel good, the heart-to-heart talks that feel good. And there's an element of honesty, a meeting of the minds with this energy right there. So if you have any sort of, you know, contracts, job interviews, auditions of any kind, meeting new people, having intellectual conversations, having deep conversations, okay? That's all favored with this energy when Venus moves into Gemini. So look to see when that period is, because that is highly favored for you to speak your truth, say what you've got to say, but also have some really good conversations. And, you know, through these conversations, it could bring you very close to somebody else, all right? Next out is the Sun in Aquarius. Now, the Sun cards are the most positive, heavy hitter, big time energies of this deck, and the Sun moves into Aquarius, I believe on like the 21st or 22nd of January, and is there until about like the 18th or 19th of did I say January? Yeah, moves in like the 20th 21st in January through about like the 18th 19th of February. Okay, so that is also a very lucky time for you. Idealism. This is things coming to fruition. Also air energies, so intellect, communication, higher realms, higher thinking, higher connecting, meeting of the minds, especially in relationships for you guys. And interesting is the first star, the purple star, talked a lot about relationships as well. However, in your guys' reading here, this is more about like through conversation, people being impressed with you, listening to your ideas, thinking that, you know, you're coming from a higher place, being very innovative. It's of the higher intellect is highly favored for you guys. So let's see what this last card is. Oh, wow. Yes. We have the sun again in Leo. Wow. Okay. And the sun moves into Leo again at the end of July in 2020 and is there, you know, throughout most of August. So, end of January through February, very lucky, positive time for you. And then the end of July, you know, through August, also a very lucky time for you. Now, with the sun in Leo, the fortune there, that is like when everything explodes and is amazing and like wowza for you. Those of you, and that's probably why this like audition is coming through. Those of you who are trying to like get out in the public eye somehow, some way, whether it's through your music, theater, blogging, artwork, writing music, you know, whatever your thing is that comes from your intellect, your higher mind, your imagination, and all of that energy incorporates into some artistic talent, ability, or something you're just really good at, a really amazing idea that you have that's quite innovative to help improve processes, you know, and this could be on a smaller level, you know, just within your life, within the company you work for. This could be bigger, again, being out in the public eye or having a product that, you know, will be consumed by thousands and thousands of people. Those of you that have ideas like that, you know, really don't hold back through conversations or when you're trying to pitch your idea, sell your idea, who you are, what you're bringing to this world. Don't hold back on any level. And in fact, you know, right here, the first part of 2020, I feel you need to act 100% from like the logic and reasoning of your mind, allowing, you know, the imagination to trickle in as well. But don't make any decision or choice or action based on emotion, because your emotions are likely to fluctuate quite a bit, but the reasoning and logic of your mind is very sound in whatever you're trying to do here in 2020, all right? So listen to that. Remember, emotions are going to change, but the logic and reasoning of your mind is sound, and follow that regardless of what your emotions are going through, because sometimes we experience some setbacks and make mistakes and things don't work out the way that we hope, and it could really deter us and detract us from our path and pushing forward. And so Spirit's coming in saying, don't let any of that get to you whatsoever. Follow through, because by the time the sun moves into Leo in 2020, it's like that's when everything comes together for you. It's not saying that things aren't happening up to that point. It's just for you guys in 2020. That is a very lucky, lucrative time frame for you guys. Fortune in, like, you know, your ideas, creative talents, trying to get out in the public eye, or relationships in general, especially romance, okay? Because Venus in Gemini, Venus is love, Venus is romance, and then you have the sun in Leo, which can also talk about romance and passion and excitement and all those things. So with this being in Aquarius, it could also involve some new friendships, new connections, you know, that are going to help elevate you and move you forward on your journey. For those of you that are really trying to get something out into the world that comes from the core of who you are, you know, there's going to be connections that help you out along the way. That's why I'm saying don't hold back at all. period. Speak your mind, share your ideas, know that you have something to offer, because you do. Let no setback deter you. You know, setbacks only make us stronger and force us to switch our perspective about things, which ultimately allows us to see other ways forward, other opportunities that we would have missed otherwise, or that we weren't noticing because we're so fixed in our idea and our thought of how something should unfold and work out. And so with that has happened, don't be deterred, because, you know, by August, things really heat up for you guys, all right? Either in relationships or something that you are trying to put out into this world. Let's pull some more cards. Okay, so we have Pisces, the mystic, imaginative, compassionate, healing, empathetic, mystical, adorning, magical, allowing, dreamy, spiritual, emotional, impractical, self-pity, illogical. All right, so you've got this Pisces energy coming out with this Venus in Gemini. So to me, that's again a reiteration of don't let your emotions get the better of you. Tap into that energy more from like the imaginative sense, the believing sense of things, of the impossible. You know, just hold on to that through any challenge that you face or experience, because the mystic also, like, you have the magic, you have the vibes within you, all right? You're meant to really get your idea out there for the world to know your name, to know your face, to hear your work, to see your work, whatever, you know, it is, how, if that's resonating and relating to you. And others of you, this definitely is about relationships. And Pisces rules the 12th house, which is, you know, major completion, cycles ending, big time lessons learned. And we just had a full moon in Pisces, you know, on the 15th, over the 14th and 15th of September. So this to me is letting me know that you guys, big cycle also completed for you, whether you are aware of it or not. You know, just depending on how awakened you are to yourself and your spiritual journey and how you view everything is how aware or unaware you are to the different spiritual cycles completing along your journey. So some of you, I feel, are super tapped in, and others of you, you know, life is life. Things happen as they do. This right here is letting you know you've completed a lot, and it's ultimately to expand that mind of yours with Gemini, but expand it in a powerful way of love, of passion, of creativity, of great imagination, an endless abyss of possibility, the pairing of those, and not letting your emotions get the better of you in a negative sense. Allowing, you know, when that's happening, okay, I'm just going to flow. And when we're on that upward swing, that high, taking all that energy and funneling it to your dream, to your goals, to what you really want to be and accomplish. And it pulls them in. It also changes your energy, and you're attracting new types of relationships into your life. And now we have opposition, which is balance. And this says, relates, mirrors, interacts, confronts, makes concise conclusions, manifests, disciplines, conflict, tests, objectifies, calls out. So this here is showing up for you guys with this sun in Aquarius, and Aquarius is friendships, you know, our hopes, our dreams, our wishes. And this here, there's a balance taking place within you, you know, by the time the sun is in Aquarius, that, you know, this is a part of it as well. The full effect of this doesn't obviously take place until Venus is in Gemini, but it's really, man, it's so many of you, it's about your connections, like your relationships, your friendships. It could be romance as well. Like, I do feel a bit of romance just because we have that flattery and stuff. But it's like so strongly rooted in like your connections and getting this beautiful balance within them, where I feel people are really helping you and supporting you move forward, because it relates, mirror, interacts, like they have, you know, a very similar vibration of energy as you, and through these connections, like they're going to help you move forward, and they're going to help you expand, you know, different ideas and things that you have. So nice energy for hopes, dreams, goals, wishes, as well as connections. And lastly, oh, look at, you got some more Gemini energy. The butterfly, curious, communicative, versatile, flexible, variety seeking, social, collaborative, brilliant, perspective, connected, vocal, adaptive, street smart, mobile, studious, superficial, restless, and fidgety. Okay, so you got this Gemini energy again. The butterfly. And this here, this alignment of energy, the sun moving into Leo, is the furthest out, you know, based on these. So by the time the sun is in Leo in 2020, major transformation. Again, I don't want to deter any of you, you know, because that's like almost a year away. But listen, the time is going to pass anyway. Really push forward towards your dreams, towards your goals, towards better connections, more supportive connections in your life. And, you know, don't lose sight of anything. Go from the logic and intellect of your mind, and not so much be emotionally based or driven about any of this, because some things I feel you need to look at very objectively without any emotion attached, because the emotion attached would actually, you know, screw things up or cause you to make different choices. And whatever's presented to you, you know, in 2020, it's like you have to just be very rational about it and look at the long term, what's best going to benefit you, not so much, you know, emotionally, but in the physical sense in this world. And connections need to be balanced and supportive of you, as well as you supportive of them. And anything that's not in alignment like that really needs to fall out of your experience. So let's pull some tarot. Four of Wands, so stability. The Empress, yeah, look at that. That's stability, that's abundance, that's manifestation, security, you know, really supportive, loving connections in your life. Family, you know, there's a shift in family, what I feel with this. And this is where, whether by blood or otherwise, there are people really coming in to support you, especially when Venus moves into Gemini, you know. So when Venus is in Gemini, really pay attention to the connections coming into your life, or how connections are growing ever stronger. But there's people really coming in to support you. So if you've been feeling alone, that's changing for you, especially by the time Venus moves into Gemini. King of Cups. And the Page of Pentacles. Nice. Yes. Look at this. You know, dreams becoming full grown. You have the Empress, and now you have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is a very wise soul that is emotionally mature and is not easily triggered emotionally, okay? Works from a place of experience and wisdom, and moves like that, you know, tries to come from a place of empathy, you know, here, because Pisces is water energy, and, you know, King of Cups, that's water energy. But it's very mature, okay? It's not that, like, being emotionally triggered and making choices based upon that. Even, you know, sometimes in situations where people really make us mad and things along those lines, it doesn't mean like you should just give up and throw in the towel. Sometimes you are in these relationships, these situations, to grow you. And, you know, I see that here with the Page of Pentacles. Some of these setbacks that you've experienced or will experience isn't to like, you know, make you give up or make you second guess yourself. It's truly pushing you into such an emotional maturity. And in that space, when you're coming more from the mental body, you're able to physically manifest what it is that you're looking for. And again, here is like new connections coming in that are very supportive of you. You have the Empress with the child, and that's a feminine energy, and now you have this King of Cups with the child, which is a masculine energy, the divine feminine and masculine being very balanced within you. Okay, and in that space, again, you're going to come from the higher mind and not so much from the emotional body, which is how you are able to properly manifest what it is that you're looking for. And the opposition that you faced, I'm telling you, it's only been to grow you and restore that inner balance and, you know, properly balance the sacral and solar plexus chakra within you. Six of Swords, here we go. This is moving on to smoother, calmer waters, things working out for you, things going in your favor. And here's the Five of Wands. Now, listen, there may be a bit of internal conflict because I feel by the time this sun is moving into Gemini, into Leo, there's this rapid succession that takes place of just different events that unfold. And even though it's all quite positive, it can be very overwhelming for you. But man, by the time the sun is in Leo next year, it's like your world is on fire in a very, very positive way. And when, you know, the sun is in Aquarius, the challenges that you've been facing, you're finally going to grow from and move on from, which is going to, you know, bring forth a lot of happiness within you. And then, you know, as Venus moves into Gemini, your creativity really expands and there's stability that comes into your life that wasn't there presently. You're feeling supportive, additional resources, abundance, information, you know, something's coming in very strong and positive for you. And throughout all of this, you're going to have a lot of conversation and communication with others. And through that, that's why I keep saying don't hold back, because you never know who is going to just be totally bedazzled and impressed by your gift, what you have to say, what you have to believe, and how you and another energy, whether romance, friend, you know, or just somebody that you're sharing a similar path, like you guys have a lot of similar things going on in your life, and you just kind of know each other, the connection, the, you know, relation. It's time for you to have more like equality in all of that, okay? And that's it, really represented by the Empress there, where, you know, you are supported, and if you need to break down for a moment, you can, and not feel like all is lost, all right? Because acting upon emotion, like throwing in the towel, giving up, will bring about consequences that you don't, like, you wouldn't be happy with the outcome of that. But in those moments where you are emotionally triggered, it's like pull back, because it's only happening to grow you and give you a better like advantage in whatever it is you're trying to pursue here, and express yourself, because there's a lot of conversations that you're having with people, you know, starting with the sun moving into Aquarius all the way to the sun moving into Leo. So from, I would say, January through August of next year is a pretty powerful time for you, with, you know, February and August being the two primary months of 2020 for you, where things really shift, change, balance out, blessings come in, etc. So let's pull some more cards to clarify further. Okay, look at this. We have the Chariot. Positive. That's victory for you. Long, hard fought victory, but also look at the two lions. So victory comes to you for sure when the sun is in Leo. All right, yay, yeah, because look at the Ten of Pentacles. Don't give up on your dreams, wishes, goals. No, you are meant to achieve them in 2020. Five of Swords, and like, so this Five of Swords is sitting on this King of Cups. Like I said, don't allow yourself to be emotionally triggered by people and their antics. Rise above. Because honestly, it's like some people may be watching or observing like how you handle different situations or different encounters, and you know, you detaching emotionally and rising to that higher mind and acting from that space brings forth a lot of respect and admiration towards you. Next out is the Five of Wands, and I see the internal conflict of really wanting to put somebody in their place, okay? But don't do it. I'm telling you, it's like you don't know who's watching, and you handling things in a very mature manner, it could open doors for you, because it's like for some of you, somebody's watching and they watch how you handle everything, and it's quite impressive to them. Okay, ooh, nice. We like this, okay? We like the Death card coming out because this is a butterfly, a transition. So right here, something ending so that something brand new can unfold for you. And oh, look at that, the Tower. Major change happening when the sun is in Leo for you guys. All right, no question about it. Very positive, fortunate time. Something is ending and falling away quite unexpectedly as a shock, but I'm telling you, it is good. It is fortune. It is blessing, whatever that is happening. So let's look at these other four alignments that I feel are also positive for you, but less significant as these, okay? So we have the moon in Aquarius that is happening either, you know, towards the end of January, early part of February. So the moon in Aquarius, not surprised to see that because we also have the sun. So when the sun and moon is in Aquarius, that's like a turning point for you guys. Absolutely, for sure. Highly significant. Next out is Mars in Aquarius. Okay, I don't know when Mars is going to be in Aquarius next. Go ahead and click the link to look at the astrology for that so you know the timing of that. But, you know, Aquarius energy is a powerful time for you, end of January through February, the turning point when things really begin to start shifting either in your connections or this dream, goal, idea, betterment, whatever it is you're doing here, all right? That sun and moon in Aquarius is magic for you guys. And now with Mars in Aquarius as well, it's like you're getting this extra boost and motivation of energy when the sun is in Aquarius, as well as when, you know, Mars is in Aquarius. So from like February to August, I feel like there's a lot of positivity. Okay, what do we have now? Ooh, Mercury in Aries. Nice. Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. So with this coming out, you know, when Mercury moves into Aries, this says restlessness. To me, that's that boost of energy, that motivation that's also coming in because Mars is the ruler of Aries, and you know, Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. So that Gemini Aries energy, very, very strong. Aries is pretty much the month of April, and Gemini being the month of, comes after Taurus, the month of June. So February, April, June, and August is what Spirit's bringing out for you guys. And lastly, when the moon is in Pisces, the new moon. So the new moon in Pisces is going to be towards the end of February or first part of March. So wow. Okay, you guys have a lot going on in February, March, April. Things quiet down a bit in May because there's nothing to do with Taurus or second house energy coming through. Maybe Venus, because Venus is rules Taurus, but not so much. Not so much. So you guys have first house, third house, energy coming on really, really strong. Aquarius is 11th house and Pisces is 12th house, okay? So first and third, and then 11th and 12th, and right in between is the 5th house energy of Leo, which is, you know, that passion, creativity, romance, happiness, limelight, sun shining down on you. So whatever is starting to transpire in your life in February, it's going to be big, like big changes are coming. And it pretty much unfolds all the way through until August of 2020. And that's like the finality, the manifestation, like the ending of a cycle, the reward, the return, the, you know, stepping out, the next level coming into your life. All right. So February to August, incredibly powerful time. Really pay attention to everything that's going on in the month of February. Don't act upon emotions, rather go with the higher mind, you know, the intelligence of your spirit, or you know, your intellect, rather than allowing emotions to trigger you, because it will bring forth consequences that you're just not really interested in. So restless, independence, rebellion, empathy, flattery, idealism, and fortune. Those are all keywords, all right? So pay attention to them. If those words start popping up in your reality frequently, there is definitely meaning attached behind them for you. And when you're starting to feel restless and kind of like, what do I do? What's my next step? What's my next move? That's spirit trying to push you in a new direction towards your goals, towards your dreams, all of that stuff. And it's to allow you more independence in this life, all right? And so you have Moon, Mars, and Sun, and those are all card 11s, okay? So you got triple 11s going on, and then this right here is also card 1. So I know that with all these ones, there's new energy, new beginnings opening up for you guys. So much expansion to consciousness, to intellect, like, my goodness. But ultimately, it's making you like a wiser, stronger individual for whatever is coming in August, which really makes you happy. That's your fortune, you know, when the sun is shining down on you. So let's pull some cards and see what blessings come with each one of these astrological alignments. Right, so with Venus in Gemini, a blessing for unity where once there was division. And remember, this comes through some sort of conversation with another person. With the sun in Aquarius, a blessing on your wisdom. Boom, look at that. Yes, I love it. I've been feeling that this whole reading, and yeah, you're coming into a very wise place of being, and from there, I'm telling you, you see other like avenues, options that you never thought of before. And lastly, on the sun in Leo, a blessing for healing of injury or illness. Wow. And you know what? The 5th house definitely could be about that. I would expect to see it more in the 6th house. However, listen, those of you where you've been, you know, feeling kind of down, kind of low, like things aren't working out, like this is just not going to happen, this is not going to happen, something hurt you, it's going to change. Like, August is such a special time for you guys when the sun moves into Leo. It's being in the limelight, it's being recognized, being rewarded, you know, being able to really put your idea out there, or maybe by that point you're really starting to get known. Any sort of, you know, physical ailment that you've been suffering, it looks like a healing is coming in. Feeling deterred, detracted, a little bit hopeless just based on, you know, some challenges. All of that changes, all right? February, August, such powerful times for you guys, my goodness, and a lot of beautiful blessings coming in for you. So those are the messages from the Blue Star. I am wishing you guys many, many blessings and lots of happiness. Take care. Hello there. So those of you that felt attracted to this orange star, let's see what lucky astrology is coming your way. I'm going to pull cards that talk about different astrological alignments, and I've put a link in the description box below that will show you all of the astrology for the rest of 2019 and then as well as 2020, because I do know like the movement of the sun and the moon and, you know, Mars and Mercury and Venus to a point, but I don't know exactly. So when I don't know, I will refer you to click that link so you can see when that particular astrological alignment is going to take place. So let's see which lucky astrological alignments are in store for you. First one is Mars in Taurus, defense. Okay, so Mars is going to be in Taurus at some point in 2020, because right now Mars is currently in Virgo, and so Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. So it was just in, you know, Taurus not too long ago. So this is more of, you know, 2020 energy. But with Mars being in Taurus, you know, that is really all about like this energy and motivation coming to you to go after what you truly want and desire, to get your slice of the pie, and also the forces that be defending you, having your back and helping elevate and, you know, help you achieve what it is that you are going for. But this is like you getting yours right there. So when Mars moves into Taurus, it's time for you to receive, and the forces that be are like got your back. So next out is Venus in Pisces, submission. All right, so Venus is going to be in Pisces earlier in the year of 2020 than Mars is. Now, submission, very interesting. These are two opposite energies right there, like seriously. So when Venus moves into Pisces, the energy is very much going to soften around you. It's like things yield to your desires while Venus is while Venus is moving through Pisces. Very imaginative, very romantic, very connective type of energy right there, okay? And then lastly, we have Mars in Aquarius, rebellion. Okay, so Venus and Mars are like really significant for you because there's the Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, Mercury, and then there's also Jupiter and Saturn. But I pulled those out since the movement of those planets is quite slow, and nobody wants to hear about their prosperity coming 3 years from now. So and the fact that you guys got both Mars and then Venus tells me those are the main planets and their influence on you in 2020, which is, you know, the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And I have to say, the purple star and the blue star also brought forth this message. So what I'm gathering is 2020 is a big focus on relationships for everybody. All relationships, friendships, family ships, romantic relationships, our relationship with ourself, our relationship with source, our relationship with the universe, okay? And you guys under this orange star are no exception. Like, that's the predominant focus. And so even though this reading could be talking about anything really, I feel a strong significance towards relationships, okay? So if it's not about relationships for you, that's fine. Just know that when Mars is in Taurus, as well as when Mars is in Aquarius, is a very powerful time for you, where it's like your will, your desire is like you're meant to really exert that. And in doing so, you get what you want. And, you know, don't conform to anybody's expectations, desires, or anything that they're trying to thrust upon you with Mars and Aquarius. Like, that's never gonna fly in a million years. That's like breaking out of the mold of what somebody's tried to stuff you down into. All right, so there's an element of that happening where you break free from, you know, some sort of oppression, and it's highly aspected in a favorable way for you, so that you do feel a sense of freedom and liberation and happy to, like, you know, move on forward, especially around like friendships or connections in your life, because Aquarius is about our friendships, our social life, as well as our wishes and hopes and dreams. So where you've been oppressed by certain people, you're breaking out of that mold, and it could be that you've been trying to conform to others' expectation and happiness. And, you know, when Mars moves into Aquarius, it's just like, no, you're not having any part of it, and you feel very empowered and motivated to break free from anything that's holding you back in connections, as well as anything that's holding you back from achieving dreams and goals and wishes, things like that. So you're very, very empowered when Mars moves into Aquarius. And I believe that's going to happen after Venus moves through Pisces, because Mars is now following Venus, okay? And with Venus in Pisces, man, that is such a dreamy, soft energy, like connective, empathetic. I feel you, I sense you, I am you. Like, there's no distinguishing between lines between one person's energy and your energy, okay? This is like kind of feeling at one with the universe, with all things, very connected in emotionally and spiritually, and your mind is just in such a different plane of existence. All right, so when Venus moves into Pisces, allow the softening of energy to take place, allow your imagination to explore as far as it wants to reach, is no matter how crazy or unattainable these imaginings seem, allow it to happen, okay? Because through that, like, it's changing your energy, it's changing the vibration of your energy. And through this process, when Mars finally moves into Aquarius, you're just ready, okay? You've gone through the sacral chakra, the divine feminine aspect, and you've balanced yourself. And then Mars moving into Aquarius is the divine masculine, the solar plexus chakra, where you reclaim your personal power, you stand up for yourself, you assert yourself, and you manifest things, okay? So that's manifesting dreams. That's manifesting the type of relationships that you truly desire. And Mars being in Taurus, again, that's you getting the slice of pie that you deserve. All right. So very empowered, you guys, in 2020, when Mars is in Taurus, as well as when Mars is in Aquarius. And this comes much later than these two alignments. Okay. Right there. So I feel like this is happening, you know, throughout 2020 for you. And it's all about your solar plexus chakra and sacral chakra, and the balancing taking place within. And sacral is empathy, creativity, passion, understanding, connection, those type of energies, and it comes in. So when Venus is in Pisces, there may be a new romance that comes in, or some new connections that are very positive and supportive of you, in which you are trying to accomplish for yourself. So let's pull some more cards. Okay, so we have Virgo, the alchemist. Yes, and that's sitting right here with getting your piece of the pie. This says methodical, aligned, ritualistic, efficient, insightful, healthy, dutiful, discerning, witchy, subtle, pure, refined, accurate, critical, nervous, perfectionist. And when I say witchy there, what that's telling you is like the mystic, the magic. So that Virgo, the alchemist, sits right next to this Mars moving into Taurus. Those are both earth energies. And, you know, Mars is the ruler of Aries, so that's fire energy, the ethers, the spirit. And this here is 100% you getting yours based on your own energy, your effort, your diligence, your discipline, your, you know, go get it type of attitude and energy that's just going to be a natural occurrence for you. So when Mars is in Taurus, this is manifestation time 100%. Next out is Leo, the lover, and that's coming out under Venus in Pisces. Expressive, creative, loving, playful, warm, self-confident, flirtatious, glowing, bedazzling, extroverted, vital, egotistical, juicy, proud, trusting, excessive. All right, so Leo the lover coming out with Venus in Pisces. Yeah, this here, any sort of relationship or connection made while Venus is in Pisces is at the soul for you. All right, I feel a lot of new romances coming in for you guys, but this astrological event is more about relationships and connections than anything else, but in a very positive way. Like the connections that come to you during this time are soul-based and also heart-based, very passionate, fiery. If it's romance, a lot of like good energy, the kind of energy we want in a romance. Last out is the first house, and this says physical body, outlook, self-image, life philosophy, consciousness, opinions, awakening, self-awareness, arrival, expression, gateway, entry point. Okay, so first house coming out with this Mars in Aquarius is actually quite significant because Mars rules Aries, and Aries is the ruler of the first house, which that is you all day long reclaiming your personal power and, you know, just the energy of yourself completely transforming, like coming into an entire new version of yourself, okay, which could have a lot to do with these new connections coming in. And then it's like, you know, you change, you become very empowered. Things that were oppressive, holding you back, you are strong enough to just like, you know, break out of that mold that you've been stuffed into. And all of this is leading to this beautiful manifestation of goals, dreams, wishes, you getting a piece of the pie that you deserve, that is rightfully yours. So let's pull some tarot. All right, that wants to come out right there. Okay, yeah, look at this, the Knight of Pentacles coming out under all this earth energy. And again, this is, you know, something that is manifesting into the physical. It's very stable. It's very solid. It does come after a period of time of investing energy and effort. But once it manifests, it's a permanent thing. You can trust it. You can count on it. Next out is the Two of Pentacles. More earth energy. And to me, whatever this manifestation is, restores balance into your life in a physical sense where it was lacking previously. Next out is the King of Swords, and this is coming out under the new connection or romance. So this could indicate that a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius might be a new connection coming into your life, and it's going to be very special. Next out is the Eight of Pentacles, and this is all about learning and mastering. And I feel this is coming out because you have learned and mastered. There's a lot of changes that have taken place within you, and that's why these relationships are coming in now, all right? And it's not to say you're not going to learn and grow even further through them, but a lot of what you've been going through has been life lessons in the preparation and preparing you and growing you for these connections coming into your life, whether friendships, business partnerships, or romance. Next out is the Lovers. So these connections are helping you transform into an entire new version of yourself, which that transformation is complete once Mars moves into Aquarius. It has a lot to do with your connections, especially a new romance for some of you. And now look at that, the Ace of Pentacles. Yes, this is, you know, first house, more earth energy, the manifestation, stability, the new version of you finally emerging into this physical reality, and like that's who you are moving forward with the days and weeks and years to come. It's very, very positive. Man, these relationships and connections coming in that are so empowering to you, it's almost like wow, and look at this, just fell out as I'm starting to shuffle this Ace of Pentacles. There's more than one, I feel, with these two aces. It's just like these new connections are going to allow you to transform into a version of yourself that you didn't think possible. Very empowering, very supportive, long-term, longevity, restoring balance within you, making you feel empowered, like your voice matters. You matter. So let's pull some clarifiers. And I'm telling you, to help you achieve something there, to get your slice of the pie. All right, under this Knight of Pentacles, we have the Two of Swords, where you're no longer blocked from your prosperity, from genuine connection in some area of your life. Under this Two of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Pentacles. There's that earth energy again. So, you know, an earth sign could be helping you out, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or this could actually be speaking about your energy if you're an earth sign, all right? Next out is the Knave of Pentacles coming out under this King of Swords. So that's a brand new start, a new beginning, a new connection, a new relationship that, you know, is going to grow. It starts at a page, but it grows into a king. And now wow, the Knight of Cups under this Eight of Pentacles. So I do feel some of you, this is friendships, others, this is a romance, and some of you, it's both. Next out is the Emperor, and the Emperor is represented by Aries. Okay, and you have Mars here. Mars is the ruler of Aries, plus that first house energy. So Aries energy, very strong. Sun is in Aries, starting the end of March through April. I feel for you guys, even though the Sun in Aries didn't specifically come out, because there is so much Aries energy, when the Sun moves into Aries is also a very powerful time for you, okay? And, you know, that could be when Mars is also in Aquarius, okay? Or Venus is in Pisces. Again, check the links on those. But when the Sun is in Aries, that is like the beginning, I feel, the significant start of all of this for you. And when that Venus is in Pisces, there is new relationships, new romance. And now we have the King of Wands sitting on this Ace of Pentacles. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, 7 with this Knight. So you have 7 out of you know, these 12 cards that are people. That's new connections coming into your life that are very empowering, that accept you and honor you as you are and don't stuff you down and try to, you know, force you into some mold. We pretty much have every sign now, because we have earth energy, we have water energy, we have fire energy, and we have pentacle energy, okay? Or swords energy, sorry. So there is like all people, all signs coming through in this reading. And so I know that these different connections and relationships coming into your life are very balancing and healing for you, and allow you to reclaim your personal power and help elevate you to go after what it is you truly desire. And ultimately, all of this allows you to transform into a different version of yourself, where you're much more confident and sure in who you are and what you're reaching for, and you feel accepted and loved. This is so about connections, and man, all of them have been really, and I didn't expect that, to be honest. Like, I thought it would talk about so much more, but you know, it just, that's what's coming through. And these could be romance, friendship, coworkers, but your connections are shifting and turning into much more positive connections for you, which help elevate you and allow you to achieve your dreams and goals. So let's pull some blessings with each one of these astrological alignments. And again, when the sun is in Aries, incredibly powerful time for you. Okay, a blessing to bring clarity. And this sits on top of Mars moving in to Taurus. So when Mars moves into Taurus, you're going to just have a really deep understanding about things and how to manifest the things that you want, how your energy works, how to harness it, how to control it, how to discipline yourself. You're just going to be in a very empowered, wise position when Mars moves into Taurus. Blessing for Venus moving into Pisces is a blessing of peace after the battle. So this is, again, a confirmation of these better connections coming into your life, into your reality, whereas before you may have felt very oppressed and stuffed down into some sort of mold that really doesn't fit well on you. And lastly, a blessing on a new adventure. Nice. And this is all about this transformation, first house energy, new version of you. There's like so much ahead for you. So when Mars is, I forgot, gosh darn it, when Mars is in Aquarius, that's what I was going to say, but I wasn't sure. I didn't want to screw it up. So when Mars is in Aquarius, that is when the new adventure begins. And look at, this is card 20, and you know, I was feeling, you know, the version 2.0 of you, the new expanded version of you, where you feel so empowered, you're not putting up with anybody's crap, you're confident, you're secure, and you're ready to go after whatever it is that you truly desire, and you know the way. All right, so 2020 is a very empowering year for you. Certain connections falling away and a bunch of new connections coming into your reality, where you can be yourself, okay? And it helps you better manifest, and it brings clarity and understanding to the mental body. And then, you know, there's peace restored within you, and these negative connections fall away, and you're getting the piece of pie that you deserve. So you're in a place of ease and flow and happiness and abundance, and then a new adventure. Many of you, this is like a new romance. It could be a new job. You could be moving to like a different state, different country. It's first house energy. So that's typically about you and who you are and the projection to the outside world. And since you're changing and transforming so much, it's just opening up an entirely new path for you that I don't think you ever really had thought of before. So by the time Mars moves into Aquarius, you are on a new path. You are a new version of yourself that you've never been before. Very sure, very confident, and in that energy, in that 2.0 version of you, there are so many connections coming into your reality. Very, very positive, uplifting, have your back, and you know, it's just a different energy than what you have been experiencing. I just feel like many of you that were attracted to the orange star have felt more like you're pleasing others or living your life for the satisfaction of others or what people say is the right way. And this is you reclaiming your personal power, shedding the chains that oppress you, anything that restricts you and holds you back, and no longer being concerned or worried about anybody else's perception, thoughts, or ideas of you and who you are and what you should be. Truly, it becomes about you, and you are just so empowered in that space. Your confidence goes up, and due to that, you know, that transforming of your energy, it changes your frequency of vibration, and now there's all these beautiful new connections coming into your life. A lot of new friends, could be a lot of new coworkers, especially if you're starting a new job where you're just going to click and connect wonderfully. And for many of you, I do see this beautiful romance coming into your reality. And if it's not a new romance, this could literally be where you and your existing romance are shedding an old skin, and you guys are transforming into a brand new version of yourselves within a relationship, like 2.0 of your bond and connection. All right, so those are the messages attached to this third star, the orange star. Mars in Taurus, very lucky time for you. Venus in Pisces, very lucky time for you. Mars in Aquarius, very lucky time for you, as well as the whole time the sun is in the sign of Aries. All right, so those are your messages. I am wishing you all many, many blessings and lots of happiness. Take care.